is 12:29 in the afternoon. I dropped off my painted coils. This is my new plan for today. Once I get loaded, that is. So it's north of Nashville. I won't get close, so I shouldn't run into traffic there. And it's 7 hours away. I'm in the Portage, Indiana. And what was I going to look at? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm waiting to get loaded. It's kind of sprinkling out. This is the facility. My deck is empty. I tried checking into the office. My appointment, it's right there. It is 12:30, and I tried to check in, and she asked me to come back at 1. I think it must have been one of those loads where they call my company calls this company and says, "Hey, do you have any loads that are available for today?" Blah blah blah. They probably said, "Hey, there's one at 1 o'clock. We might have ready." So they scheduled it. Well, I went in and they said, "Well, we're setting it up right now, so come back in at 1 o'clock." And because I told the lady 1 o'clock. So every once in a while that happens, and I'm fine with that. So I will sit here, and at 1 o'clock I will drive back over to where those two trucks are. I just didn't want to sit there until 1 o'clock and clog the entranceway to the shipping office. But once it's 1 o'clock, I'll pull back around there and get whatever paperwork I need, so I can go in whatever door may be required of me to get whatever specific product I am getting. It says sheet steel. How thick those sheets are and what that product size may be, I will get that information later. There's a lot of steel industry, steel plants in this area. And I guess in that direction is a large steel manufacturing facility. They make coils. It's a completely automated process. You're printing out barcodes, you're scanning. The loader comes and loads your truck and leaves, and then you take barcodes and scan out. But anyway, it's kind of a convoluted system. It's not very, I don't know, it seems like it makes sense once you do it once, but if you haven't done it before, it's not really what I would call a user-friendly setup. They have multiple 8x10 printed sheets with instructions like everywhere, but it's not the same instructions. They're like different instructions, so it's like you have to kind of read all the instructions, and then you have to like put them together in order in your mind so you can reread how the actual process goes. And it seems as though it could be a little bit simpler. I don't know. Not my job, I guess. But anyway, that's it for now. I'll be getting steel and throwing chains all over it. And when I did that repowered load, I dropped off my extra chains because the plate steel, the 4-inch plate steel, already had chains and binders on it, but it was under tarp, so I couldn't really see the configuration the previous driver used. So I gave that had 7 chains on it. I gave 7 chains back to the Maverick Yard equipment person, so I wasn't carrying 16 chains, because that's just extra weight, and I only use 8 chains. And then I gave up 7 binders, and I kept 1 ratchet binder. Well, come to find out, this load had 4 ratchet binders and 3 over center binders. So I was like, oh, well, I guessed wrong. So now I have 5 ratchet binders and 3 over center binders. I'll make the correction once I get back to Madison. But the ones that were on there were like brand new, nicely greased. I mean, they operate so nicely. So I'll have to be sure to keep those. That's it for now. Hopefully the weather kind of clears. It's been cloudy. I know this stuff is coming from the west, from all that tornado activity. out in that area. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Being washed out by the light. I have 6 hours and 19 minutes for my 7-hour drive. There was an issue with quality compliance on one of the sheets of steel that I have, so they're unloading it, repackaging it, and putting it back on. So we'll see how long this takes. All right, they were in the process of unloading it. They have it. It's I want to say it's about 1/8 of an inch thick steel sheeting, 20 feet by 9 feet, something like that. There's one sheet that has got some big waves in it. That's on the bottom of the stack. So what they have to do is remove that. So could be a little bit. They have it on the floor. They're in the process of separating the stack right now. So once they get that piece removed, they can reband it and place it right on the top of my truck, and then I'm ready to go. I can then start putting plastic on, securing it with chains, and then putting tarps on it. So and then I can head to Tennessee. So I'm not delivering till tomorrow anyway. So, and it's an open appointment, so I try not to stress about these things. If it was a set appointment time, then that would be a little different. I'd have to verify what time I'm going to be there and whatnot, and then message my company to let them know to either make an adjustment or not, because if I was going to be on time. But with this kind of delay, it kind of knocks it back. So if I was scheduled to drop off at 0700 tomorrow, I'd be late based on this. So not much else I can do. Not much else I can do. Yeah. Let me. So you can see the stacks of sheet metal. That's 20 feet long. And I've got some chains pre-positioned, so I mean it's going to go pretty quick as far as securing and tarping. I just got to wait until they finish their portion. Then I'll run plastic, and then I will do all my chains. And it's the way this is going to work out. It's 47,000 pounds. So I'm going to be using 7 chains anyway, but anyway, it'll go pretty quick. Be using those new well-greased ratchet binders, so yeah. They don't like truck. They have a sign here saying truck drivers don't wander around while you're waiting to be loaded, so because it's a dangerous facility. It is hot and humid in this part of the world right now. Thank you, summer. It's all your fault. It's 8 o'clock. It'll probably be raining tonight. I'm at a TA, exit 50A off of Interstate 65 South. I've parked here many times. It's a large, but it's always packed here, especially this time of night. So I was lucky I found a spot. I mean, you come here and you're like, oh wow, look at all these spots that are reserved, because need to be able to just give truck drivers parking spots. Let's charge them for that too. Anyway, that's it for today. It took them about I got out of there about 2 hours and 50 minutes after I arrived, because of the whole having to correct the load because of a piece of material that was defective. As you can see, people are battling for spots anywhere they can. There I am. Kind of of give you a peek of my load once it's, now that it's all tarped. So yeah. So it looks, it's almost like carrying plate steel, except this stuff is really thin. And I covered it with plastic. There's 2 canvas tarps, and then one vinyl tarp did it all. And used all but 2 of my chains. And the load's doing well. Nothing's, I haven't yet to have a problem with the load that I've carried. And other than that, that's it. I think I'm like 3.5 hours away from delivery tomorrow, and then we'll see where we go from there. I am north of Crashville, Tennessee, so there's a lot of options in that area, and hopefully I don't have to actually go through Nashville in order to get to a new assignment. We'll see what happens.